Brought to you by Penguin.
Lena is Not OK. Written and read by Shappi Khorsandi. Chapter 1. The burly bouncer was holding me by the scruff of the neck. I always thought that was a figure of speech, but he had my scruff in his hand and was marching me towards the exit. An hour before, I'd flirted with this man, and he'd let me, Zoe and Beth into the club with our dodgy ID. Now I was being frog-marched. I held my head up high the way the very drunk do when they're trying not to seem very drunk. I stumbled, of course. He put one hand under my arm to steady me. I was yanked up and dragged towards the exit like a haughty marionette. This was ungainly. No amount of front could hide from the other clubbers that I was being booted out. We'd been drinking before we got there. It's loads cheaper if you get drunk at home. We'd had some wine, me and Beth, as we got ourselves ready. Beth had lent me her crazy black mini-dress with crucifixes on it. It was gothy. Beth is a not-quite-committed goth, a demi-goth. But it had this scrunchy middle bit that somehow made my waist look tiny. Zoe had also come over with a bottle of vodka, and we'd had shots. Zoe had just come back from holiday and looked even more gorgeous than usual with her hair all tousled and sun-kissed. It sounds mad, but with a tan, she looks even taller. It's Zoe who gets us into clubs past the queues. Girls that look like Zoe never have to wait in line for anything. The bouncers come and get her, then me and Beth scuttle alongside her to the front. No door Nazi has ever said no to me and Beth when Zoe's been with us. She's smoking hot, but has absolutely no sense of humour. I mean, she doesn't get jokes. Ever. Beth cracks me up all the time, and Zoe just smiles like we're both mad. She doesn't see what we're laughing at and just goes, "What are you two on?" She's nice, though. Never an arsehole to anyone. Beth wondered if Zoe was a snob at first. She goes to our college, but we only really got to know her last summer when we all worked at Pizza Paradise. But she's not a snob. She's sound. She's just not silly like we are. Zoe reads a lot and isn't a div like girls as pretty as her can be. Me and Beth have a theory that girls who are really pretty are often dull. They get attention without having to develop a personality, which can be problematic when they get old and their looks wane. Beth says it's always best to have a personality. We've been friends, me and Beth, since we were 10. We were all nice and tipsy by the time we got to the boulevard. The reason I was thrown out is fairly clear. It was definitely something to do with me unzipping that bloke's fly by the bar and burying my head in his lap. I wasn't even a slag. I'd only ever shagged Jamie White, and I was his first too, so not slagginess at all from either side. "Lena," Beth had said, "that guy over there won't stop looking at you." He was gorgeous, no doubt about that. He looked like a Benny boy. The boys from St. Benedict's never usually looked at girls like me. They like cool, tall, blonde girls like Zoe who don't say much and flick their hair. I'm short, and I have got crazy curly hair. It's long and never behaves unless I spend hours straightening it. I'm not ugly, I'm all right looking. My dad was half Moroccan, so I've got olive skin and big Arab eyes, but my mum's thin English lips and my Auntie Jeannie's ski-slope nose. On a good day, I'm Pocahontas. On a bad day, most days, I'm a cave woman. This guy was tall, good-looking, with dark eyes and sexy, floppy indie band hair. Guys who don't have the confidence to go for Zoe tend to go for me. I'm a fairly decent plan B. This guy definitely had confidence, but Zoe had nipped to the loo, so I had to nab him before she came back. I downed my Southern Comfort and Coke. He came over, or did I go over? I don't know. Someone went over to someone, and then I don't remember what we said or did, but the next moment we were in a dark corner on a velvety sofa, and I was fumbling with his fly. I had only given a handful of blowjobs before, mostly to Jamie White, my boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend. Jamie had left college and gone to live in Hong Kong for a year with his dad. He'd promised he'd write to me every day, but I...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?